Hey guys, and welcome back to the campaign. I am Sir Argumund, and we are starting this one off on a battle. The Easterlings who had besieged Forthwin's Rest have come out, and we've decided we would give them no chance to build any siege equipment, and we would come out and meet them in the field. So that is what we intend to do. We will send Avalon out to the front, and then send our crossbows to the flanks to shoot into the enemy where they have Avari Dragon Guard, who will be crushed by the sheer weight of 300 bolts coming down on them. It's been a couple days since the last video. I've been busy enjoying the Memorial Day that we had here. I went out with some friends and we toured a couple of the parks. We tried to maintain social distancing, but it was a day filled with lots of rain and poor weather. So actually, there weren't that many people out. Mostly we just, we stopped at a couple places. We brought a camera and we just took a couple of videos of some of the scenery, and well, my friend was in a chicken costume and he wanted us to make some promo vids for him, so we did that. If you ever want to see that, it will eventually be uploaded on a channel that I keep linked in my video descriptions, the Dangerous Chicken Games. But enough about that. We are running the troops out. Avalon and his very, very powerful elven retinue. Perhaps even the best horse archers in the game in terms of, well, elven horse archers. Condish horse archers might have us beat. But they have such good accuracy, such great armor, tons of missile damage. Like, the only thing they're missing is some helmets. Like, one arrow could take these guys down if it just hit them in the head, because all they have is some cloth. So they aren't the smartest bunch, that's for sure. But we'll go ahead and charge them before they send too many missiles into us. Looks like most of the cavalry made it back from the city. And here comes the charge. As horse archers, they don't have the best charges, but they are elves, and this is one of the best horse archers in the game. So their charge is still very deadly. In fact, what are they doing? I've never seen a unit spread out this much before. I guess they're all just going to chase down the fleeing Condish hunters. I've never seen them go into this wide formation before. Well, do as you must, I guess. And the enemy will be approaching us soon, so we want to get shots on the Dragon Guard, and we want to shoot back at their crossbowmen, or at least get them in melee. Condish hunters are down to 35, so they'll be going down very soon. In other news, to give you guys a little sneak peek in terms of hearsay rather than visuals, you might be interested to know that Dor-Winion will be getting a new bodyguard, and it will, instead of it being just the generic Uruk bodyguard that it shares with Mordor, and I guess it is just Mordor. It used to be they shared that with like the Misty Mountains, or at least Angmar, not the Misty Mountains. But now they will have a dual-wielding Uruk unit that uses not javelins. They use throwing axes, actually, which is very interesting. We're gonna send our levies up to guard the missile troops here. We're gonna get a perfect volley right into the Avari Dragon Guard with both crossbows. Crossfire coming in. Levies will stop the javelins from doing too much damage to us. And then the Avari are coming in from the rear. They're going to charge right into these crossbows before they can get a volley off, hopefully stopping them in their tracks. That's killing many of them. Looks like they did still get a shot off, but that is okay. The levies will soak up most of the damage. Crossbows, I'm going to try to make you guys move out of the way. Vineyard bowmen, yeah, let's have you guys pull around. Crossbows, line up that way. Let's head over that way. I actually I've been watching too many YouTube videos lately. Been at work, I'm painting a whole office, and that's been keeping me pretty busy. I took Memorial Day off, but I tried to get extra hours today, so I'm recording this much later than I usually do. Alright, looks like we've already killed their captain, so they are beginning to run away. All we need to do is probably just collapse on these Dragon Guard and they'll run. Oops, did I just mute the sound? What the heck? Hold on, guys. I think the hotkey for that is Control S, but I tried to hit that and it wasn't unmuting it. Here we go. See, Vineyard Levies will just get smashed by our Laddrangard, but then they're a nice meat shield unit. And they have decent enough defensive stats that they can hold for just enough. And we haven't made them run. Their Laddrangard will try to run away. 72 of them remain, but they're just going to take crossbows from both sides. Let's see, we only need to kill about 85% of them, but we'll get a couple more volleys. Again, I do really love the aesthetic of this unit. Just the whole, like, double-headed naginata that they have. The very ceremonious, like, honor guard look style that they have to them. I love units that look like this, and they're just so cool. I think it would be neat if they did get a golden armor upgrade. With, like, the Rune's final smithing tier, just so that they blend in with the rest of their faction. But I also kind of like how they stand out on their own. Maybe one day we'll do a Rune campaign, and I'll field, like, a whole army of these guys. Because they're very useful if you check their stats. I mean, 6 attack, 5 charge, but they're good against armor and mounts. They're halberds, but they use like the two-handed weapon animation instead of the halberd animation, which makes them still pretty effective in my opinion. Alright, that's enough of seeing one of my favorite units just get cut down by arrows. A shameful display. Alright, let's try to ransom them off, get a little more money. 261, that is nice, plus the camp sacking. I love that feature. It just makes so much sense that you'd beat an army and you'd sack their supplies as they run away and get some money from that, and that they would lose money. Equally so, it can happen to you, and you could, if you retreat from a battle, you'll lose your camp and you'll lose some money. So it goes both ways, but it does kind of dissuade you from like getting a bunch of cavalry archers hitting and then retreating from the battle, because you'll lose money if you do that. We were moving our forces from Saint-Ennui to the east, so we're going to move up these guys. They all have armor upgrades, so 14 defense on these Thorn Guard, 14 defense on these Thorn Riders, and then 1 unit of Farmhand Pikemen, just because they're so useful to have. Sadly, these troops at Strondos won't have armor upgrades, so they won't blend in with our forces as well. But we have 4 more units on the way, or 1 that's retraining, and then we'll send out these guys as well. To the south, we're sending our spy Holden to go check out the town and see what's going on over here. They only have a very small garrison with Borthand, who's got the runic bodyguard, of course. Daratai clansmen, Arla dragon riders, basically trash. Although I found that the Daratai clansmen, of all the trash in the game, these guys are probably one of the most cost-effective, I feel. Just because, I mean, they have decent enough melee stats, even though they're kind of a swarm unit and they're weak to cavalry. They have decent enough stats that they can put out a good amount of damage for being such a cheap and available unit. I have thought more about what I want to do in this campaign, and I think what I've decided is that after we subdue Rhûn, there are 2 directions I'd like to go with this. We can go west and cleanse the forests of Dol Guldur, and then I'd rather not tango with Mordor more than we have to, but should the Blue Wizards go evil, or I mean not the Blue Wizards, but should Khan go evil and reject the offer of the Blue Wizards, we may go and fight the Horse Archers of Khan and maybe go into Harad as well, because when do you ever see Dorwinion fight Mumakil or Elite Horse Archers? And I feel like we have the right type of units for that job, being Thorn Guard, Thorn Crossbowmen to take out Horse Archers, Avari Archers. Alternatively, we could just send them out into like the whole wilderness. Maybe we could take out Gondor and raise the banners of the Vintner Court in Gondor itself. I just don't really care about fighting Mordor too much. I mean, late game it's just Uruks and Uruks and more Uruks. Plus I know most of you guys are probably subbed to Gallo. I know you guys all don't watch his videos like religiously, but in his Dor-Winion campaign, he fought a lot of Mordor and then fought Dale. So I'll try to avoid fighting too much Mordor just because I don't really want to do it. Maybe we'll do a Gondor campaign in the future, and we'll get to fight them some more. Alright, we got the land clearance in Ostenrand. Wow, we have 7,000 gold. We're making almost 6,000 a turn, which is really good. So we can go ahead and build some infrastructure. Oh, so that was actually a new general, Frode here. You joined the ranks. Whose son are you, actually? Let's check the family tree. Frode here. You are the son of Forthwin, actually. A direct son, too. You weren't adopted. So you had a renowned father. You will take up arms and bring glory to the Forthwin line. I expect to use him and see great things from you, Frodir. Do we have anything we can actually take from Vinewood Region? find Regent Halwyn and give it to him. There is the Avari metalwork, which we could grant to him to give him a little more tankiness in melee. Because we want Halwyn to have all of the governor traits. Let's give him the Avari Scout and the Avari Metalwork. That way he's tankier and has more line of sight. If we gave him the Bard, that would also give troop morale, but I feel like that's also giving population growth here because of the happiness. We'll keep it as it is. So his retinue has expanded. And we'll send you down. Perhaps he could actually lead the army while the elves kind of work on defending the borders. And here we go. We now have a full regiment of Thorin troops ready to go that we can unleash on the world. Dorwinion armsmen, Thorin patrollers, 2 crossbows, and 2 bladesmen. That's a very good army. Oh, and we forgot to move our merchant, so now when we put him on this gold tile, we will get 641 gold per turn, and the longer he's there, the more traits he'll get for being a merchant, and will make more money over time. So Mordedel, you can build something new. We could go for more income here and make this place great with trade, because a trading post would make us another 50 gold, plus the building gold of 50. So maybe we go for that. Or actually, yeah, if we do that, what else can we get here? Where is it? Trade routes. We get the trader exchange and then the trading plaza. I think we also do get banks, but we need the great markets for those. So it might be best, because we can get a lot of flat income with the markets, to go for those as well. Let's rush that line, because that's a huge flat income bonus for trade. And then we'll go ahead and have Halwyn build some more watchtowers out here. And then pull back to Varfest. We need to get more on the west side. Oh, there's a rebel army wandering around. That's interesting. Hopefully they don't attack us. We still have 5,000 gold. Let's get the dirt paths in Osten Arai and in Vilter, so that there's now a direct highway all the way to Varfest. And Carvered, you're not making anything, but we do have less money now. We could get the smoking house for another spy, or we could get the herbalist for more income as well. If we get the roads here, we'd make 300 more gold per turn. I think let's hold off on the money for now. Can we recruit anything else in Saint-Ennui? We could get more Thorn patrollers, or more Thorn riders. Let's try more crossbows. I want to give these guys a shot, since I want to try to manage them a little more effectively than we have. And there is Captain Daratai, who has low camp brim, so that means that somewhere in Rhûn they have another guard barracks that we need to watch out for. Let's check Mataram, because I think Mataram, no, it's a town, not a castle. We'll check that. It could be Mistrand itself that has it as well. Where is Brander? You're en route, you're over there, so let's have you move that way. This army will we'll have Frodier prove his worth, take out Bur or Monarchus, and then have either him or Avalon push on to Emada, or Emmahad. That's a strange name. And there is their leader wandering about. We can't train anything in Varfest yet, so let's hold position there. If you guys can't tell, I am pretty defensive in my playstyle. I don't like to rush too quickly, and of course if we do, Rhûn will get new armies to show up, so I like to take my campaigns methodically. And Osgiliath is under attack, as it tends to happen. Fornost is assaulted. We finished the standing stones in Varfest, so we could go for the tomb, which would increase the happiness and the culture transition. So let's do that, because eventually Varfest will be kind of a frontier settlement for us to pump new troops out. We have a new family member named Cormac, and Norway got a trade aid, so that's going to help with the income over there. Brander, you keep moving to the east, and you two, Holden. I want you guys to see what's going on here. Here's Mataram. We'll see if they have the guard barracks or not. But we do need to take care of these guys. Frodier, you are almost on the way. Let's have you take these troops. Keep heading south with them. And Strondos, we should probably upgrade you to get a blacksmith and eventually get the Avaran armorers. Ilana, do we want to worry about you? I don't think we really need to. It's not really that important of a settlement. I mean, maybe we could get the shipwright. Oh, that doesn't give us much more trade. Maybe the communal farming. Let's hold off. I don't see a reason to upgrade it too much. It's going to be another couple of turns before we can recruit more units in Carvered. And we haven't really made any units available in Coruscant, but we will get that longship that we need. That way we can protect Naburka a bit better. And now Norway, let's take you and the crossbows, these Thorn Guard. Let's have you guys deal with Captain Daratai out here at the Gamp Rim and the Flag Rim. And let's get rid of that fog. That's better. Alright, so Thorn Guard, I want you guys to be in the front. Oh, and now you guys get to see in person the upgraded armor in battle. The resplendent golden armor, elven crafted, that now goes onto all of our Thorn units, which is just amazing. I wish the banner carrier maybe had a change, but it is kind of nice to see the original unit, which I don't think looks that bad, honestly. The chainmail's a little jarring, I feel, but, I mean, for how old the game is, I mean, these guys are beautiful. In fact, looking at them, they are just literally recolored Thornguard, but with red and gold colored chainmail and fancier helmets. And also, the weapons, though, they changed the weapons on the upgrade as well, so they're no longer, at least I think they do, they're no longer whatever they were originally. They're now these nice kind of curved elven blades. Men of the Thorn. Alright, crossbows, you guys are going to be vital in killing this army. This is actually a perfect army for dealing with them. And of course the Thorn Riders get the upgrades as well, looking just amazing. I love that color scheme. So yeah, we have an armor-piercing front line and archers, and then very high missile damage cavalry archers. Alright guys, march up the roads. If I'm not mistaken, there is a movement speed bonus for being on like paved roads like this, like in the battle, but I may be thinking of another game. And I'm pretty sure if you're marching on these, you do move quicker. Let's have them hold their spear wall. And Avari, you're going to want to shoot the Daratai warriors, because they don't really have, they only have a 1 shield value compared to whatever these guys have, and they have much more armor. Although they're doing pretty good, all things considered. The low Gamp Rim, I think, yeah, they are the pikemen. And these guys are 4 attack, which isn't great. I mean, that's tied with the Thorn Guard, and they're not AP, but they do have pikes. And we have about the same defense with armor upgrades. But I think they're more effective than us. Let's actually test that out. Although our crossbows are going to shoot. Whoa, whoa, you guys are not in skirmish mode. Oh no. Oh no, get out of there. I thought I put them in skirmish mode, but we'll just manually control them. Alright, let's get one volley in. Oh no, run back, run back. Let's get a volley in. I want to see one volley hit the Gamp Rim before we rush in there. Alright, you guys shoot at that, and then you guys will need to hit those Daratai warriors in a second. Alright, let's try this. So we're going to have them charge the Gamp Rim. You guys deal with those. Thorn Guard move up. Here comes the charge. Halberds versus pikemen. Who's going to win the battle here? This is a much better matchup for our Thorn Guard, I feel. And we did weaken them with a crossbow volley. And we're not in spear wall, so I'm curious to see how that's going to work. These guys might not be as effective. Let's make them charge as well. Crossbows, we no longer need you to be shooting. Get in there. Thorn Guard, charge the Daratai. We've only lost a single one so far. Wow, they're doing amazing. It definitely is those armor upgrades that they've gotten, because the low Gamp Rim have the default armor of whatever it is right now. I don't think they're upgraded. Oh, you guys are not in a good formation. Get into formation, lads. I feel like spear wall isn't a good thing to use with them, but maybe it is. We are just destroying these pikemen with the halberds, actually. I thought they would be faring much worse than this, but this is a very good trade from us. I mean, granted, we weaken them with the armor piercing, but they're doing exceptionally well. I do believe when you give a unit armor upgrades, it actually gives it more defense than what, like, the unit card says. So even though it says we have, like, 9 armor, I think it's actually, like, secretly more than that. Like, whenever you give an armor upgrade to unit, they become much more tanky than if they had just started with that same amount of armor. I mean, yeah, these Lote Gamperin they don't even stand a chance right now. Had these guys not been upgraded, they would be getting demolished. It would not be a fair fight, but they're doing great right now. We don't even need to use our cavalry. Oh yeah, you guys move. I don't want you to shoot. How is this fight going? This is great. I'm afraid to turn them into spear wall, because I feel like that's just going to mess them up. Although the Gamperin are kind of not in a good formation themselves. They're kind of surrounded. They're not able to make use of their pike bonus. These guys, the Flagrim are doing better, but they're also kind of spread out. Alright, Thorngard, you are much better than I thought you would be. This is amazing. I am completely shocked at how well they are performing. Even considering the fact that we weakened them with crossbow fire. Let's put these guys into spear wall and see what happens. Does it make them fare worse? Or will they fare better? I mean, it looks like they're basically doing the same thing, but some of them are moving out to the side. So they're pushing into the unit more, but they're getting spread out. They're kind of like, they're not able to get that full surround. But they're pushing. Let's take them off. I feel like the spear wall, oh, we have one. Spear wall is good if you can get units to hit them in the front. Wow, I'm very impressed right now. I wasn't expecting them to perform that well. That is amazing. Good stuff. Good stuff, Thorngard. How many kills did they get? 102. And then the Avari and Aharim got 220. I might have to go into custom battles and do some unit tests, because I am very surprised by those results. But again, it must be because of those armor upgrades. I feel like they give a hidden stat boost that's more than just what it says on those unit cards. Like maybe it's +2 armor for each level of armor. Because that was crazy. I will ransom them, get some more money. And we got, oh yeah, Avalon, they wanted to be in the family. We won't take that because I don't want any weird Avalon, elven, human children just yet in this campaign. Well, actually, we can use his army to patrol around, but I would like to get these thorn crossbows retrained with proper armor. So maybe, let's send, actually, we could send these 2 out since they're not in the front. These 3, actually, that way we get the Thorn Guard with the upgrades as well. So those guys will head back, and then Frode here, you'll keep moving up. In Forthwin's Rest, we could upgrade this place, maybe get a herbalist if we don't have one. That way we can try to get those traits to Avalon. And head back to the city. And we just a couple of turns before Frode here can make it to that town. Alright, and then we will, oh yeah, we need to move our diplomat more away. Where are you? Keep heading to Gundabad where we have a mission to get trade with them. And let's get some map information. Now I'm curious about painting the map, so we'll start doing that. Right on, and now you keep heading to the west. And we'll train a new diplomat to get map information with Dale and Erebor. And of course the Woodland Realm. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Oh, the Moot Lord of Enedwythe is dead. That's sad. Tremac's one of my favorite characters. Alright, we have a benefit for adoption, Ordoclax. That is a... I have never seen a name like that. We won't take you, though. We need to send an emissary to Angmar, which we are already on. Let's go ahead and do that before we forget. Next turn we'll hit Latash. And let's go check out our new diplomat. We have... Oops, there we go. Agents. Thrain with Dorwinion wine, which gives him more influence. I love these traits. They just make so much sense. You head up to... I have to go all the way up there to cross the river. You head up to Dale. Ooh, Dale. Wow, that is a big army. That is a big army from Dale. I think they're going to go ahead and push into Rhûn from the north, which means we don't even need to come around this way. Rhûn is going to get crushed right now. Alright, we finished the Royal Hall, so now we can build the next barracks. And I don't know if we need the 4th tier or not with them, because this is a castle. We want barracks, so we get the Lord's Hall. The armory does require the Royal Hall to make. Let's go ahead and get this, and then we can retrain some of our Avari units that we have down to the south, as well as train new ones. It does only take 2 turns. So in that time, let's send you guys up to the north. Is that the only 3 we have? Yeah, it is. Alright, you guys head up there. The rest of you will stay down here. And can we have you dip out? Yeah, you can. Go ahead and keep building Watchtower Swain. Eventually we'll have to go take Dorthalu back, and Dorguldur has pushed to Logarth, which means we may want to improve the garrison in Viltur at some point. We're making much less money now that we have this other army out in the field. Oh, that's why they're also blocking our port, which is probably hurting our income a bit too. You guys are 1 turn away from retraining. Now, that's right, we were taking our spies to go check out what Rhûn has in its cities. So in Mataram, they only have the regular barracks, so it must be Mistran where they have the guard barracks. It will be interesting to fight some more elite runic units, since our battles right now are so easy, but they're not grouping up their forces, they're just keeping them in these little individual stacks. In fact, maybe we take Avalon, go down to the south. Maybe we should rapidly expand now. Let's take all of these guys. We'll leave the pikemen. And we'll leave the crossbows to defend the settlement. I feel comfortable enough with this army being mostly infantry in Avalon to go push into Emahad. Further your head into the south. We do need to get Mordedhel to make some actual units later too. And maybe get Norway out onto the field. Alright, we could recruit more Thorn Riders. Actually, we can get more Bladesmen next turn. And in 2 turns, we can get more Dorwinion infantry. Which are very, very decent spearmen. Is there anything else we can do this turn? I think that is all. Alright, we'll go ahead and end it again. In other news, I did win my Greenskins campaign in Total War Warhammer, playing as Grom the Paunch. It was absolutely crazy. I sent him to Ulthuan with 2 other armies. I got this unique goblin named like Ratsnick or Arachnid, Spiderclaw or something like that. He's a unique goblin shaman who's immortal, and he, like the other goblin shamans, can get the Arachnarok spider mount. So together, them and 1/3 army, which is a bunch of goblins, sacked all of Ulthuan and raised it, and then we eventually destroyed Tor Ivres, where Eltharion the Grim made his last stand. But had that campaign gone any longer, had I not achieved victory, I would have most probably certainly lost, because the Dwarves and the Empire were the 1st and 2nd strongest factions, and they were coming down at me with full force. I sent a Wa onto Altdorf, which I somehow managed to take. It was a crazy battle. I had 3 Wa armies, so 120 units, and then the garrison in Altdorf and an army there, and then 1 other army were able to fend me off for a long time. Alright, we have constructed the Vintner's Guild House in Karasant. That's helping our income. We're still missing part of it, but I think that's because we don't have another sea trade route yet. We only have Forthwin's Rest. We need to get the port made in Saint-Ennui. That or actually establish a second trading place. I'm not sure why we can't get the second one. It must be with Saint-Ennui. That or we do need the shipwright to do it. Let's just get that. I mean, that is more trade. It's more long ships. Like, there's no reason not to. We're making loads of money there, which is always nice. Naburka, is there any reason to make roads? There really isn't. It would make us no money at all. But we could make the herbalist. Actually, we need to save our money for these troops, so don't do that. And then you guys retrain the 3 forces that are coming in now. And then maybe we get some Thorn Riders so we get some more cav. In fact, we can do all 4. Alright, the Avari troops keep heading up to the north. Once we have roads there, they're going to move faster. And Swain, head all the way to the border. I want you to get eyes on the Black Gate if we can, although we might not be able to. No, we just can't. Since the mountains are blocking it, which makes sense that you can't see it from here. You'd have to take the village in front of it. We'll have to make one more tower on that side and then march to the east. And Frodier, how close are you? There are some guys in your way. Who are these? Just Condish hunters out alone. Khan Older, you'll make for a glorious battle. What do you have? Are you just the Lokrim bodyguard? You are. He's lazy, he's a liar, he's a part of the Daratai clan. He's rational though, and he's a Dragon Cult initiate. I like that. He's got a Daratai elder, which gives him farming, happiness, and trade, and a Dragon Cult priest. And a Condish mercenary, that's neat. But his army is complete garbage. It's just mixed units that we've ransomed off and missile units. He will be no problem for this army to beat at all. And it's snowing. I don't think it was winter out there. Alright, so let's go ahead and... Do they have cavalry? I don't think they do. We can do a front line of Thorn Guard and Spear Wall. We'll test that out this time. And we'll get some Vineyard Levies on one side and Bladesmen on the other to help flank. And then you just go out and skirmish. You'll take the front. And we'll try to use these cavalry this time. Alright, head up there. We want to ideally shoot the Dragon Guard with the missiles. They're holding a defensive position, so we need to be crafty about how we charge them. Because we can't just run into crossbow fire. So we're going to need to kind of maneuver and flank. Let's go into a loose formation. Now let's actually use that. Let's try using the circle mode for once. Hopefully avoid some damage from the crossbows. Yeah, that should hurt their accuracy a lot. Alright, Thorn Riders go into the Balkoth Tribesmen, hit them first. And then we'll have these guys all rush up. Alright, Thorn Guard out of Spear Wall, I need you guys to run. I keep aiming at those Dragon Guard, they're doing great, they're already down to 129. Thorn Guard pull out. And Vineyard Levies are going to catch the crossbows, which is nice for us. We do need to watch out for the Lokrim bodyguard. Let's see if we can shoot those guys. Hit the Dragon Guard, charge into them. Thorn Guard are getting flanked. Alright, Riders, let's make a nice long line. I need you guys to get a big wide charge on the missiles to thin out their numbers. We are shooting at the Lokrim bodyguard with the elves, so that should weaken them quite a bit. But the Balkoth are taking some of those missiles for them. Go ahead and head farther up the hill, get some distance. Here comes the charge into the back of the Daratai. I got some scenic shots in here. Thorn Guard doing great. And bam, there goes a bunch of the hunters. Oh, we even clipped some of the bodyguard too. Don't know if we actually killed any of them though. Get out of there, lads. No, our banner boy. He fell. There's this video out there. I forget the guy's name, but he does like Age of Sigmar, like lore, kind of like lore videos. But he talks about basically who the factions are, and then he talks about like who are the forces of the factions. And if you just type in like who are the Gloomspite Gits, who are the Sigmarites, or the Disciples of Sigmar or whatever, or who are the Edain Deepkin, you'll find his videos. But he does custom voice acting, and he makes these like short stories. So for one of my favorites is he does one where he is like, who are the Oryx, and which are like the Age of Sigmar heavy armor orcs. And there's a part where he's voicing the orc, and he does like the wah sound. And then he does this part where he captures, like in the story, the orc captures this human soldier who's like the last of his scouting force. And he's like, he puts him on his back. and the entire time they're doing this battle, and the orc doesn't get shot because none of the humans wanted to shoot the one of their own. And the guy's like, "Oh, you use my lucky charm." And he's like, and the guy's like, "Just kill me already. Why won't you just kill me?" And he's like, "You's gonna be my new banner boy." It's just the funniest. It's the funniest way that he says it. I might try to find that video and throw that link in the description because I find it really entertaining. I think they're actually trying to run away because we've killed all of their forces except for their general. Let's see if we can clip them from this side really quickly here. Oh no, they're just going after our general. Let's get a rear charge on them. Little poke and scoot. Get out of there before they hit you. Because I think one hit from these halberds will basically take down our cavalry. Alright, Thorngard, get in there. Vineyard levies are the only things that we don't really need to do damage. Alright, if we pull our cavalry back towards our forces, they'll hit them. It's actually interesting because we have the golden and red armor fighting the Rhûn golden and red armor. In fact, yeah, it really is just the same color that we get instead of the purple. You get this red and gold. I wonder if they should do like a purple and gold color instead. That might make a little more sense. Alright, if we can just completely envelop them in clan guard, we'll be okay. Oh, they still have Daratai crossbowmen remaining here. Take them out. Guardsmen, get around the Lokrim bodyguard. If we can just surround them with our numbers, we'll have no issues taking them out. Run through them, lads. Oh, yes, they're trying to retreat, but that's just going to cause them to take more damage. A good shield wall push to help block the halberds. Oh, his men go flying with that shield wall. I love that. Yeah, Thorngard actually turning out to be one of the best units right now. They're so bad when they don't have armor, but the second you get that, these men become true champions of Dorwinion. We finished off the crossbows already? Wow, we did. Alright, we'll have them go ahead and get a charge around the runic bodyguard here, who are just being pushed back. Oh man, they're getting dropped so quickly now. Alright, this battle is over as soon as the elves charge in. Oh no, they don't even need to. This was their factionaire, so we can make a lot of money by ransoming him off. Alright, there he goes. Clear victory to Avalon. And wow, we'd get 5,500 for ransoming. Will they take it? Yes! Yes, they did. We can build up our economy even more now. In fact, we get that herbalist now in Naburka. Elan, and you finally get to get an upgrade. We haven't messed with you in so long. Just get the Mason's Hall. And then in Carverad, we don't have the Master Mason's Hall there. Can we get that? Do we have more way? Can you get us some more money? Let's get map information from map information. Oh, that's demanding from them. Alright, let's sell map information to Angmar for 1,000 gold. Right on, they'll take that and then keep pushing to the west. They must have a lot more territory than us. Really? We only got vineyard levies for that? That is pathetic. And then Frodier, I think you need to take out that army. That's such a waste of time though. Let's just see if we can auto-resolve that. Perfect. I don't want to actually fight one man. And now we are, what, one turn away from reaching Bur Erminarchus. Hopefully you make our forces proud today. And then, how are we doing on time? We've reached, we can do another turn here. Right, and Varfes, we can get the weaponsmith guild there. I think we'll take that. In fact, a lot of these troops don't even have weapon upgrades. Or, well, just the privateers and vineyard levies, so maybe not that many. We'll take that. Anduin and Lothlorien are allies, and the Dunedain of Aranor and Erdluin are allies. Oh, and that's something also that's new that I forgot to mention, or at least I think I did. The Northern Dunedain are now the Dunedain of Aranor, so that's kind of a nicer name change, I feel. We finished the Avaran barracks in Saint-Ennui, so now we can recruit Avari warriors, armsmen, or not armsmen, but spearmen, and Avari shadows at a very high rate, actually. But first we want to... Oh, we even get the Naharim here. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That is amazing. But first I want to retrain these guys. Although it will take them another 1, 2, 3, 4 turns to get there. So maybe we go ahead and recruit. We do need to get the Royal Hall, that's for sure. Mordenhell finished the Fairground, so we'll go for the Great Market later. And then we finish the roads in these two provinces, so that's helping us get more money. So we can get more Naharim, we can get more warriors. I want to get spearmen for sure, and shadows. Let's go for those two first, because I do like javelins. And then when we send the other guys up, they will of course get the armor upgrades. And actually we can send these guys to the south as well. So let us go ahead and do that. You guys head out. That is going to hurt our economy a little bit, but it won't be too bad. Alright, now Swain, you can head back to the west. We do need to keep an eye out on this border. Can we send Rutland out? We can. Let's have you build a watchtower there so we get more of a heads up about Dor Guldur. And now Frodir, let's have you march slowly. Oh, that's not too slowly. Alright, so they do have a decent army in there led by Borthand. But Bur Armenarchus will make us a decent amount of money. And Avalon will head to Emahad. I cannot say that place. I think his army should be enough, even though our levies are kind of hurt. And then that leaves Naburka. Let's see. We could train... I don't know. Should we train more troops? Actually, no. We're out of money. So we need to just keep sending our forces down. We have 2 settlements under siege that we will attack in the next episode. And then we'll march our new forces down, and Swain will head to the east as well, where he will group up with the rest of our forces, and then we will push for the rest of Rhûn. Hopefully Dale manages to take out the runic castle up here and give them what's for. Let's go ahead and take a look around the world. It is about 40 turns in, and this is a test campaign, so we can see how everyone is doing. Oh, no, sorry, toggle FOW, and I'll show you guys the perfect spy thing as well. So if we kind of like mess with Hawin here, we should be able to go somewhere like Minas Tirith, and hopefully this works. Yes, we can see all of their buildings now, and this will let us see what's in every settlement. So they only have the barracks there in Minas Tirith. Angmar is doing alright. They're spreading out, spreading their wings. No one's taken Buzzradoom yet. I see this a lot. It just kind of sits here and no one takes it. Here are the crumbled vaults that are tied with the new Eredluin script to take Buzzradoom. And if you do take that settlement, a Balrog will show up and attack, similar to the Khazad-dûm script. Mithlon, they don't have any special barracks as yet. But I did notice in my other test campaign that the dwarves up here did get them. They don't have the regular barracks in Fahamgathol, but let's check Thorin's halls. Same thing, so they haven't built any of their high tier stuff just yet. But overall, the world looks pretty standard. Rohan is doing well, kind of at a stalemate with Isengard. I kind of like that, rather than one faction rushing the other. They kind of be at this stalemate for a while. Looks like Isengard does have crossbows out, so they must have... Oh no, they just get those from the archery range. Is that the tier 2? I think that is. That's good for them. What about Rohan? Do you guys have any special buildings yet? They have the Caverns of Helm's Deep, but I don't think they get the dwarves yet. But they do have the guard barracks. They push that out, so they get their post-barracks event units. Of course, there is no barracks event now. They did grab the martial stables, which is nice to see in Edoras, so they do have some of their more elite troops out. And I think it was changed for Rohan so that they actually get their Royal Guard and Meduseld Guard from mercenaries in the region of Edoras now. But otherwise, everything else looks pretty normal, as it does. I do want to look at Khazad-dûm, see if they built anything special. They do have the guard barracks here, so they do get some of their legion units. That's very nice to see. And they have 2 massive armies. Wow, they're pretty aggressive this time. Dragon Slayers, Legion Shield Guard. That's a pretty good army. I would not want to fight that with what we've got. Maybe that could be interesting. Maybe we take Khazad-dûm and fight they're really, really powerful late game units. That will do it for this episode, guys. So go ahead and leave a comment down below or leave a like, whatever you want. I'm not going to pressure you guys into it. But until next time.